Hey everyone, I just wanted to share an update on the Madeline Soto case. Recently, Madeline's biological father had an interview with Channel 9 WFTV, and I wanted to share that with you guys.
You'll only see on Channel 9. For the first time, the biological father of Madeline Soto is speaking out about the life and tragic death of his 13-year-old daughter. Madeline was first reported missing in late February after she didn't show up to class at Hunters Creek Middle School. The day after, only Channel 9 spoke with both Madeline's mother and her boyfriend, Stephen Stearns. Stearns is now in jail on sexual battery charges. And then last month, Madeline's body was found in a rural area of St. Cloud, and so far, no one has been charged in her death. Today, Maddie's dad told our Shannon Butler he has confidence that investigators will bring whoever killed his daughter to justice.
Tell me about your daughter.
Maddie was just the most important person to my wife and I. She was just full of joy.
Tyler Wallace had last spoken to his daughter on her birthday. He had no idea it would be the last time. How did you find out?
I was informed through a phone call from Jennifer that she was missing.
What was her demeanor?
Jennifer's?
Was she calm? Was she freaking out?
I would say anxious.
The next morning, he got in his car and drove from Texas to Florida, only stopping for gas. But shortly after he got here, Madeline Soto's body was found in this rural area of Osceola County. Her mother's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, is charged with sexual battery and possession of child sex abuse material. He is the main suspect in her murder after investigators say Stearns is on video dumping her backpack and laptop in a dumpster in the early morning hours of the day Maddie was reported missing. Did your daughter ever indicate that something was going on in that house?
Not to me, no.
What did you think of Stephen Stearns?
I had interacted with him on Instagram a couple of times loosely, just kind of seeing if he gave me the ick or if he seemed okay. And as far as I was interpreting his demeanor, he seemed like a warm, interested, but like not responsive, very often person.
What do you think of him now?
I don't want to say that on camera. I can't communicate to you. Every father knows what I'm thinking right now.
Tyler met with Kissimmee police about their ongoing investigation. But do you think that Jennifer Soto knows more?
I don't know, and I am interested in knowing, but I don't have reason to believe one way or the other right now. These are the things that the investigators are looking into.
And now he won't get that chance. Instead, he's here to take the little girl's ashes home to be with him now. Was Jen a good mother?
I don't know how I can excuse this. I don't know how I can excuse this. I don't know the whole truth, though. I need to hear more. I need to hear more to answer that question.
Shannon Butler, WFTV Tonight.
My heart just breaks for this man and his family. I couldn't imagine going through something like this and losing a child, especially in this manner, and to not have any answers. It's just devastating. WFTV News was able to sit down with Tyler and his wife, and were able to ask the questions that we've all kind of been wondering. Were there any signs? What did Madeline say, if anything?
This weekend, Madeline Soto's father visited the site where his little girl's body was found. And tonight, we have more of our exclusive interview with Tyler Wallace. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski.
I'm Darlene Jones. Investigative reporter Shannon Butler sat down with him to talk about his daughter, her death, and the man investigators have called the prime suspect in her murder but have not arrested. She's live here in the studio with us. And Shannon, quite an interview.
Yeah, Tyler Wallace did not put any restrictions on the questions I could ask him, but he did ask one thing of me, to talk about why he had no idea his daughter was going through what she was and why he doesn't want other dads to suffer with the same regrets. Tyler and Tiana Wallace saw Madeline Soto in October of last year.
I've always wanted to see her more.
We're supposed to have so much more.
Tyler and Tatiana Wallace saw Madeline Soto in October of last year, and they had no idea it would be the last.
She meant everything to us.
The couple kept in touch, paid child support, and gave a little extra for things like flute lessons. But because they lived thousands of miles away from Madeline and finances were tight, they rarely saw her.
Was there something that concerned you? Was there a sign? Did you think something was wrong?
Not really, no. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just wish she would have told me. We had her in October. We had her in October. And I just wish she would have told me. I would have taken her away from that.
It's something that will haunt her father forever.
I just wish I could have seen her more. I wish I could have had her more. And I struggle with that. I will always struggle with that.
Tyler told us that Stephen Stearns was in Madeline's life for at least 5 years. He didn't know him well, but had no reason to believe that he would soon be arrested, accused of sexual battery, and with having dozens of graphic recordings. And now there are so many questions about what happened and why.
I don't know yet the whole story, and it's painful to be in that state of waiting to understand how I feel. But the truth is, I don't know how I feel yet. It's hard. It's flip-flopping and speculating, and that's difficult. That takes a toll on you. And that's why I'm just trying to grieve privately with my family and process this loss for us. And I do want support from the public, but I don't feel right sending mobs and pitchforks. I want to focus on Maddie and her loss and what I could have done better. Not as a guilting myself thing, but as helping other fathers who are struggling to have relationships with their children.
And Tyler will continue to fight for answers and try to find a way to move on.
Maddie's not here to speak for herself. You are here to speak for her. What do you want people to know after all this is said and done? There's probably a few things.
It's not fair. Life isn't fair. You know, I loved my little girl. We were patient. We were taking our time. By our belief, we were doing everything right. And it just happened like this, and there's no the rest of her life. There's no the back half. There's no making up for it. There's no improving. It's just done now.
On Friday, we told you he was trying to get Maddie's ashes to bring home. His attorney did get those ashes from Jen Soto. Actually, he and his family are headed back home with those ashes and a whole lot of heartache, Darlene.
A beautiful vigil was held for Madeline, where her father and his wife attended, along with several members of the community. I do find it a little bit concerning that Madeline's mother or her side of the family did not attend.
Here in Central Florida, tonight we are hearing from some of Maddie Soto's family members for the first time since the 13-year-old girl was found dead in Osceola County just days after her disappearance. Her loved ones and community members gathered for a vigil in St. Cloud. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda was there as they added to a growing memorial for Maddie.
You were and still are the light of my life. I am so blessed to have known such a sweet soul.
An emotional moment as Madeline Soto's stepmother spoke during a vigil in honor of the 13-year-old girl. She was with Maddie's father as they looked at a memorial that had been put in place to remember her. Her stepmother shared memories of the young girl and talked about recognizing warning signs and breaking the cycle of child abuse. Dozens showed up to pay their respects, wearing her favorite colors, green and lavender. Many say although she's gone, her legacy continues.
We are here and we're going to support her. We want her to know as a community that she does matter to us. Whether you knew her or not, whether you live right here or you live in Australia, she matters to so many people.
Maddie was reported missing after she didn't show up to school on February 26th. Just days later, her body was found in a wooded area near where people chose to start this memorial for her.
The growing memorial for Maddie is filled with stuffed animals and letters from people from all over, but there's also a padlock post where people who came to the vigil were able to bring a lock and leave it here in support of Maddie.
The group who put the vigil together has kept up with Maddie's story and has raised awareness. They say they won't stop until she gets justice, and her family won't either.
We are lending our voice and our actions to Precious Maddie. And also beyond the courthouse tenets, we are working diligently in establishing the Madeline Soto Act with the family and the pertinent figures.
Rest peacefully, sweet Madeline. Knowing you were deeply loved and will be profoundly missed, we will continue fighting for you until we draw our last breath.
In St. Cloud, Paola Tristan-Aruda, WESH 2 News.
Stephen Stearns, the boyfriend of Maddie's mother, is in jail. He's facing more than 60 charges related to child sex crimes. Stearns has not been charged in her murder.
I'm really glad that Madeline's father was able to get her ashes to bring them home, but I can't help but to wonder the reason behind Madeline's maternal side of the family not being present at the vigil. I don't quite understand that. There has to be some sort of reason behind that, and I don't want to get on YouTube and start speculating, but I do have a couple of theories. I'm a little bit shocked, especially because, this is such a tragic thing. This is their, this is her daughter. This is her granddaughter. I can't imagine the reason why they wouldn't be present. That reason has to be, quite substantial in order to take precedence over something like attending your family member's vigil. That's just kind of mind-blowing to me. What do you guys think? What do you think the reasons behind them not being in attendance is? Please leave your comments down below. Let's talk about it.